Everbank Field here in Jacksonville, Florida. The Tennessee Titans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 1 of the NFL season as we remember those who lost their lives 10 years ago. A moving tribute here and around the league. We will never forget the tragedy of 9/11. Football is back. Jaguars and Titans. Titans 6-10 last season, last place in the AFC South. The Jaguars 8-8. They were in a position to win the division, but then lost their final 3 games of the year. Indianapolis ended up winning the AFC South once again. These two teams opening against one another for the 3rd time in the last 5 years. Jacksonville has won the toss. They will defer, so Josh Scobie will kick it off to the Tennessee Titans. And Mark Mariani, very dangerous return man, went to the Pro Bowl as a return man last season, now in his 2nd year from Montana.
And in talking to special teams coach Russ Purnell of the Jaguars, he wants Scobie to just kick the ball out of the end zone, does not want to risk any long returns by Mariani, who's a Pro Bowler, as you said, and very dangerous returner.
One of the new rules, changing the spot of the kickoff to the 35-yard line. We are underway from Jacksonville. The Jaguars and the Titans, and Mariani will not take it out. He'll take a knee, and the Titans will open up at the 20-yard line. The veteran, Matt Hasselbeck, now in his 13th year in the league, a 3-time Pro Bowler and the all-time leading passer in Seattle Seahawks history, signed as a free agent.
In meeting with Matt yesterday, he realizes that even as that 13-year vet, he knows he might get too pumped up for this one. So he knows he'll have to rein himself in, not try to do too much too early.
Titans open up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Hasselbeck fake the handoff. Rush is coming, and Hasselbeck is sacked. Matt Roth, one of the new Jaguar defenders, opening up the season with a bang on defense.
Trying the bootleg, faking the ball to Chris Johnson, but it does not fool number 90 here, as that's his responsibility, not to let anybody get outside him. A terrible start for Tennessee, a great start for Jacksonville.
So a loss of 6 on the play. 2nd and 16. Johnson and Johnson in the backfield. Handoff. It's Chris Johnson looking for a lane, and he is ridden down. Out along the perimeter, Paul Posluszny leading that charge and holding Johnson to no gain. Offensively for Tennessee, this is a group with a lot of chemistry led by Michael Roos on that left side. One of the top left tackles in the NFL. Backs and receivers for the Titans, and a change at fullback because Ahmad Hall suspended the first 4 games of the season for violating the league's policy on performance-enhancing substances. Quinn Johnson was acquired from the Green Bay Packers. Mike Munchak, his NFL head coaching debut, and his team facing a 3rd and 16. First set of downs for Tennessee. Rush coming. Hasselbeck throws underneath. Makes the completion to Washington. It's well short of a first down, and Drew Coleman helped make sure of it. 7-yard gain. The Titans go 3 and out.
Great start for the Jaguar defense. They went to a nickel defense, brought in Coleman. Coleman, an unrestricted free agent from the Jets. Another one of those defensive acquisitions. So defensively, a lot better start for the Jags here in 2011.
Brett Kern is punting. Solid 2010, 42.9 yards per punt. And a rookie from Mount Union, Cecil Shorts, 4th-round draft pick, Division III product on the return. Shorts, good hands, but he is met immediately by Campbell on special teams. Getting down the field, Tommy Campbell, a backup defensive back, a 56-yard punt. Penalty marker on the play. Our referee is the veteran Mike Carey.
An eligible member of the kicking team downfield, number 56. A 5-yard penalty will be assessed at the dead ball spot. First down.
Well, Jacksonville will have better field position after the penalty, and Luke McCown, his brother Josh, played in the NFL with Arizona, Detroit, with Carolina, was trying to make it with the San Francisco 49ers, had a cup of coffee with Oakland. Now it's Luke's turn to try to prove himself. A fourth-round pick in 2004, formerly with Cleveland and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and he told us yesterday that his strengths lie in the fact that he is a veteran. He knows the Jags offense. He's been here for a while, and he's been exposed to some outstanding coaches such as John Gruden, Paul Hackett, and Mike Shula.
Making his 8th career NFL start. He's got a record of 1-6. Torn ACL last year against San Diego. Some thought McCown was going to get his chance last year as Garrard was on that roller coaster ride. David Garrard released earlier this week. Garrard was 39-37 as a starter for the Jaguars. He had taken over when the team released Byron Leftwich 9 days before the regular season started. On first down, Maurice Jones-Drew trying to emerge through that group. And Jones-Drew picks up 5.5 on the play. Dave Ball with a stop. Offensively for the Jacksonville Jaguars, they've got an injury at the right tackle spot. Eben Britton is out with a back injury, so Guy Wimper, formerly of the Giants, getting the start at right tackle. Backs and receivers. They've got some explosive playmakers, including Mercedes Lewis. Last year, 58 catches, 700 yards, 10 touchdowns, made the Pro Bowl, signed a 5-year, $34 million deal before the season. Give is to Maurice Jones-Drew. He ran into a wall there. Barrett Ruud, first man there, limits him to a 2-yard gain. It sets up third down. Defensively for Tennessee, they've got a new defensive coordinator in Jerry Gray. Dave Ball is in for the injured Jason Jones, who's out with a knee injury. Linebackers, we talked about Ruud. How about Akeem Ayers, rookie out of UCLA? They believe he could be a difference maker. And in the secondary, Cortland Finnegan named a captain earlier this week. He said it's one of the biggest honors that he has ever had as an NFL player, now in his 6th year in the league. On the inside handoff, trying to get past the marker. He does. It's a 4-yard gain for Jones-Drew and a new set of downs for Jacksonville to work with. Well, for this Jaguars squad, 500 record last year, and they made sweeping changes, most of them coming on the defensive side of the ball, but the big one coming with the number 10 pick overall, Blaine Gabbert, and he is the future. First down for Jacksonville, McCown on a give. And Maurice Jones-Drew will pick up 2. William Hayes making the play defensively for Tennessee.
That's 4 carries in a row for Maurice Jones-Drew, which is one shy of the number of carries he got the entire preseason. But it gives you an idea of what Dirk Cutter, offensive coordinator for the Jaguars, wants to do. Obviously, he is the main man. He's had great success against the Titans in the past.
His backup, Rashad Jennings, placed on injured reserve, suffered a knee injury against Buffalo in the preseason. So Deji Kareem, in his 2nd year from Southern Illinois, moves up the depth chart. He's in there now. Flags are down. The throw to the outside. Catch is made by Mike Thomas. And Thomas with a pretty move. See where the penalty marker leaves us as Jason McCourty was over there defensively for Tennessee.
It looked like Sean Smith might have jumped off sides.
Offside. Defense number 93.
You're right.
Is declined. The play results, first down.
And that's the veteran, formerly with New Orleans and Cincinnati, Cleveland, Kansas City. He's bounced around, signed as a free agent before the season started. And this has been a bit of a sloppy start for Tennessee on both ends of the ball.
And Tennessee last year were 28th in the league with offside penalties, and they start their first possession, defensive possession, with an offsides.
What was the word we heard from all the Titan players when we asked them about Mike Munchak? Discipline, discipline. That hasn't been the case so far. Handoff. Kareem blasting through the hole. Good blocks by Rackley and Meester up front to help spring Kareem for an 8-yard gain.
This could be a real good 1-2 punch for the Jaguars this year because Kareem, about the same size as Maurice Jones-Drew, but he's a little bit quicker. Not as powerful, but watch the quickness here. Big hole. Meester with a nice
getting an opportunity on that left side. 2nd and 2 now for Jacksonville. Jaguars are on the move. Keep it on the ground. And Kareem stumbles down. He got hit down low and could not break free of Will Witherspoon, the linebacker, making the play. Well, David Garrard, cut earlier this week, fourth-round pick back in 2002, took over as the full-time starter as mentor when Byron Leftwich was released. So he benefited from that one. Obviously, Garrard now a free agent and will get picked up, you would assume, pretty soon by some team in the league.
Yeah, the Jaguars giving the new meaning to the term, let's do lunch.
Yes. David Garrard actually was told of this after a team luncheon where he was announced as the starting quarterback. It was not well handled. The team admitted to that as McCown is able to do it himself and pick up the first down. And we asked McCown about it. He said, look, I was surprised. I didn't see it coming, but I didn't want to change my routine this week. I always tried to prepare as if I was the starter anyway. So I don't want to go outside what I've been doing now that I've actually been named the starter.
Yeah, but he also is facing with the first-round draft picks at quarterback, so not been easy for Luke McCown. This could be his first pass of 2011.
Shotgun on a toss. It's Thomas trying to create after the catch. Jacksonville mixing it up now a little bit. 6-yard gain. Zach Clayton trying to chase down Thomas and able to get to him. And sets up 2nd and 4 now for the Jaguars.
And that's one thing Dirk Cutter told me. He said that Thomas is a playmaker, Mercedes Lewis is a playmaker. So early in the game, to get Luke McCown's confidence up, he's going to be throwing the ball to those two guys. Good move, good play that time. Thomas dangerous with the ball in his hand anywhere.
McCown now in his 8th year in the league. This is the 10th play of the drive for Jacksonville, opening up this season on offense with a pitch. Maurice Jones-Drew squeezing through an opening, and he comes up just short of the 20-yard line. Give him a gain of 4. Jason McCourty will get credit for the stop.
You know, and you hate to say that anybody who's 26 years old is old school, but that play looked old school to me. Jones-Drew does such a good job of getting in behind his big offensive line and letting them do their work. Put his hand on the blocker that time, kind of guided him through the hole, and picked up another first down for the Jags. Impressive first drive, mostly on the ground by the Jaguars.
Back-to-back Pro Bowls for Jones-Drew, 1,324 yards last year on the ground. Had off-season knee surgery, though. And a handoff. Jones-Drew is gone! Touchdown, Jacksonville! It's a 21-yard rip right up the gut.
11-play drive, 9 of them runs just like this. Jones-Drew gets in behind his fullback Greg Jones, who had a nice adjustment on his block. Very rarely will you go in untouched from 20 yards out with a run that goes right up the middle.
Brad Meester, the veteran center, doing his job, creating space. Maurice Jones-Drew, the dynamic tailback for the Jaguars, gets Jacksonville on the board. Had 6 carries for 38 yards on the drive, including the touchdown.
Here's one of these new rules where they're going to review every touchdown. Now, what could they possibly be reviewing?
What are you looking at?
We will review.
The only thing they're reviewing is, was he actually touched at any point? I don't think he was, as you mentioned.
Well, unless you're playing one-hand touch, he's down, but he was in.
Correction. The ruling on the field is a touchdown. It's being confirmed by some replay. Score is good.
Well, thanks for the confirmation.
Wow. And we were told earlier by Mike Carey and Al Jury, who is our replay official today, that they were going to streamline this procedure.
Well, we're just underway, Dan. It's only the start of the season. Josh Scobie, the extra point. Jacksonville, strong showing defensively to open the game, and then they back it up. The Jaguars taking the distance. Just getting the most attention, Dan. The kickoffs moving from the 30 to the 35, and as mentioned, that automatic booth review after all scoring plays, which certainly takes the coaches off the griddle a bit, but could be time-consuming and obviously could affect the flow of the game as well.
And perhaps one that interests me more than anything is the protection of the quarterback. Now you can hit the quarterback in the head with a hand or a fist or an elbow, but if it's deemed to be not a forcible blow, it won't be called a penalty.
Why does that interest you so much, Dan, exactly?
There's all these concussions. Can't you tell I had a lot of them the way I broadcast?
So the truth comes out.
A little late.
Scobie kicking off. Booming kick. Mariani is forced to take the knee. And the Titans will have it at the 20-yard line. Maurice Jones-Drew getting into the scoring column early in 2011. First quarters were a problem last season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were outscored by 45 points, second worst in the NFL behind Carolina. The Jaguars with a 7-0 lead on Tennessee. Titans were ranked 27th in offense last year. And their second possession now. A handoff to Johnson, and he's getting tackled. Darrell Smith leading that charge. No gain on the play. Changes for Tennessee at the quarterback position. Hasselbeck signing on. They draft Jake Locker, the rookie out of Washington, number 8 overall. Some other changes on offense and some big changes defensively as well.
Yeah, I think Barrett Root is the big one in the middle. 4-3 linebacker came over from Tampa.
This is not the start that Mike Munchak envisioned.
No, his offensive line is being dominated right now by the Jaguars.
And that's his bread and butter. The head coach now was the line coach for 14 years. Hasselbeck looping throw. It doesn't get to the intended receiver. Ball may have been tipped there as Stevens was in the area.
Yeah, it looked almost as if one of the linemen for the Jags might have tipped his arm as he was letting it go, because he had a man, but it took a long time for his man to get to that spot on the field, and the ball just kind of fluttered.
Hasselbeck comes from that West Coast offense with Seattle, with Green Bay before that. We asked him about the language difference. He said, yeah, it was a challenge, but we dealt with that in the first week and a half. You do some memorization, you move on from that. That's not the issue anymore. But a slow start here offensively. 4 receivers set. Hasselbeck throwing. It's caught. And Hasselbeck able to make the completion, but short of the first down as Damian Williams is brought down after he picks up 5, and the Titans will punt again.
And the defensive coordinator for the Jaguars, Mel Tucker's got to be extremely happy with the play, not only up front, but in the back end of the defense as well. The secondary on both third downs just played zone, let the completion happen way short of the first down, and then converged for the tackle.
And Tucker now calling the plays on defense, something that head coach Jack Del Rio used to do. So a shift in responsibility there. Brett Kern on for his second punt. And Cecil Shorts waiting for it. Towards the sideline and out of bounds. Unreturnable, but this is going to be good field position once again for Jacksonville. McCown led the Jaguars to a touchdown on his first possession. And a penalty marker down. Players are pointing to the other end of the field. It's at the 37-yard line. It's a 36-yard punt. So Mike Carey will sort it out. What else could go wrong here for Tennessee right now?
Ineligible member of the kicking team downfield on the offense, number 89. 5 yards will be assessed at the dead ball spot. Timeout.
Oh, boy. This has been
two
rough.
of those. That's 2 of those on the last 2 punts.
Jacksonville with a 7-0 lead, looking to add to it. Well, the Jaguars like it so far. Tennessee, 2 drives, 2 3-and-outs, 6 plays on offense, 6 total yards for the Titans. Jaguars with a 7-0 lead, and Jacksonville takes over with a 1st and 10 at its own 44-yard line. Give is to Maurice Jones-Drew. Dishing out some punishment, breaking a tackle, and Jones-Drew carrying a defender with him. McCourty whiffing. And Jones-Drew getting extra yardage. It's a pickup of 11 into Tennessee territory.
Now the key on this play is how they start out this way and then come back. Watch Greg Jones, the fullback, pick his way, get a block on the linebacker, Rude. Maurice Jones-Drew averaging 7 yards a carry, just what the Jaguars had in mind.
First down at the Tennessee 46. Give it to Jones-Drew, sticks his helmet down and drives forward just short of the 40-yard line. That's another gain of 6 for Maurice Jones-Drew.
Probably the most unique running back in the NFL. 5'7", 208+ pounds, and just tremendous leg strength. He is glad that Stephen Tulloch is no longer the middle linebacker
yeah.
for the Titans, because Tulloch's the only guy he felt that could get lower than him and made so many tackles.
Yeah, we asked Jones-Drew about Garrard. He said, look, it's a reminder. This is a business. All of us are going to be in that spot at some point in our career. On a pitch. And Jones-Drew stumbling forward for the first down. 5-yard gain. Rude making the play defensively, but Maurice Jones-Drew is picking up chunks of yardage with each carry.
This is going to be a long afternoon for Tennessee if they don't find a way of getting penetration and getting in the backfield, stopping Jones-Drew before he gets started, because right now he's onto the second level and punishing whoever he finds there.
So Jones-Drew will get a breather. Deji Kareem comes in to replace him. Ball control, it's all Jacksonville so far, down to 3:20 to play in the first. McCown. Flag down as McCown was spun down by William Hayes. Penalty marker, though, on the play, a loss of 5.
That's probably going to be holding against the Jaguars.
So the first misstep so far for Jacksonville. Mike Carey.
Offense number 65, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's the rookie, Will Rackley.
Correction.
Time for an NFL Today update. First of the season. JB in New York.
Ian and Dan, life without Peyton Manning, what will it look like, Boomer?
Well, here you go. Kerry Collins sacked twice already. This one he fumbles, and it's going to lead to a 1-yard touchdown run by Derek Ward. Houston up 10-0. Going to be a long season, I think, JB.
And a different look in that division. Back to Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts.
And JB, that's why teams like Jacksonville, Tennessee feel like there is an opening now in the AFC South with the injury to Peyton Manning. We know the Colts just are not the same team. Penalty was declined. Kareem could not get his footing. And a penalty flag thrown at the 40-yard line as Zach Clayton.
This could be another holding call against the Jaguars. And this one they might decline as well.
Holding. Offense number 63 is declined. Third down.
And that's Brad Meester, so they decline on back-to-back holds. It'll be 3rd and long coming up here for Jacksonville.
They've kind of gone away from their game plan. When they take Maurice Jones-Drew out, they automatically go backwards.
Third and 18. They were in field goal range. Jaguars offense headed in the wrong direction. Shotgun formation, McCown. Timing play. And complete to a Tennessee coach. Mike Thomas, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and that's a good throwaway by Luke McCown, because Thomas was not open along the sideline. So just sail that ball into that coach's arms and bring out the punt team. Field position is going to be very important, especially early in the year when teams are still not quite in football shape. And it's especially when you weigh in the fact that they had the lockout.
Oldest active player in the NFL, Matt Turk, 43 years old, 16th year. His 7th franchise. And Turk, high punt, he went down. A flag is down. Mariani lets this one go over his head. And a penalty marker right where the contact took place at the 45-yard line, a 43-yard punt.
Running into the kicker, defense number 33. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And that's the Pro Bowler Michael Griffin running into the punter.
Yeah, from the right up the middle. He just barely loses his balance and knocks Turk down, so it's not roughing the punter, just a 5-yard penalty. It will remain 4th down.
3rd penalty on special teams against Tennessee in this first quarter. 2:18 to play. Now, Mike Munchak, we asked him about taking over as the head coach. He said, look, I can't worry about trying to copy somebody else. Obviously served under Jeff Fisher for many years. Keeps reminding himself, be yourself. Telling a lot of stories to the players, relating it to his Hall of Fame playing days. Learned a lot from Joe Paterno when Munchak was a standout offensive lineman at Penn State.
You know, they got a chance now to go for a field goal, though. Ian, don't you think it would be a 56-yarder well within the range of Josh Scobie?
Had a 59-yarder on this field last year to beat Indianapolis in October of 2010. Instead, they'll punt it again. Turk. And Mariani waiting for it. It bounces into the end zone. Well, that's a decision that Jack Del Rio elects to go with. Not a big switch on field position. Tennessee will have it at the 20. It's been no day at the beach so far for the Tennessee Titans. Third possession, and for the third straight time, they're opening up at the 20-yard line.
And it's hot.
It is hot. It's a great beach day.
That's too hot for the beach.
Really? What do you like the temperature to be at the beach exactly?
About 75.
Really?
Yes.
On a give, Chris Johnson, and this was a huge question coming into the game with Johnson, the 35-day holdout, which ended on September the 2nd. He signs that 4-year, $53.5 million deal. Would they be able to use Johnson as they normally would, or did he not get enough work in to truly be the guy that they always need him to be in the backfield?
Well, he's got 3 carries now for 0 yards. They need him to break loose at some point because right now the momentum is all on the Jaguars' side.
Tennessee has just had a tough time moving the football. They do not have a first down yet. Johnson, and not much there. Up the middle for 2.5 yards. Austin Lane with that stop for the Jaguars. Defensively, the story so far, Jacksonville's new faces, they're getting in the mix.
Great start by Mac Roth getting that sack here, but they're setting the edge very well, which means do not let Chris Johnson and all that speed get to the outside. Make him cut back to the middle where the linebackers Posluszny and Session may be.
Posluszny signed the big deal from Buffalo, 6 years, $45 million. Third down, Hasselbeck, little jump throw. They'll get their first down. It's Jamie Harper, the rookie out of Clemson, turns it into a big gainer. The catch and run by Harper. 4th round pick. It covers 21 yards and finally gives the Titans some breathing room.
Yeah, and a good play call, too. Chris Palmer, offensive coordinator. Perfect call, the screen pass. Watch the move here. Breaks the tackle. Remember, Harper got all the action in training camp, especially with Ringer going down. He's going to be the main guy to spell Chris Johnson. That's a good start for Jamie Harper.
And how about Harper, a Jacksonville native, opening up his NFL career in his hometown. And a big play for the Titans in this first quarter. Time winding down, Hasselbeck throwing the deep ball. It's up for grabs. Incomplete. Kenny Britt, the intended receiver, as Hasselbeck is trying to work out the timing with his skill position players.
And it was tough with Britt because he didn't have any catches in the preseason. You can see he gets behind his man on the coverage there, but the ball well overthrown. The timing just not there because of the hamstring problem that Britt had in training camp. It's a work in progress for Hasselbeck and Britt.
Britt only 10 snaps in the preseason because of that hamstring. 12 games last year, also because of a hamstring problem. 2nd and 10. Harper. Good move by Harper. Able to move forward for a gain of 6. Juan Landry, another free agent signing defensively for Jacksonville, making the play. End of the first quarter. Jacksonville with a 7-0 lead. You're watching the NFL. On some individual numbers from that first quarter. Tennessee and Jacksonville. The Jaguars in front 7-0 as we start play in the second quarter. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew. Everbank Field in Jacksonville. A 3rd and 4 for Tennessee. And a quick hitter. Complete. Kenny Britt getting on the board. 11-yard connection. Hasselbeck to Britt. We asked Hasselbeck about Britt. He said, look, this guy's so talented. He's not even sure Britt knows how talented he is.
And he's competitive, and it shows on this play right here. Gets inside Mathis, a very good corner, and then almost breaks the tackle to go the distance.
He compared him to Michael Irvin, saying that, hey, there are a lot of things that go on with him off the field, yet when he's on the field, he's focused, he concentrates, he's ready to play. On first down, look out! Hasselbeck is sacked. The ball is loose. And the Titans able to recover it. Drew Coleman knocked it free. Jake Scott there to pounce on the football.
It's off the blind side of the quarterback here. Posluszny comes in, and there is the hit in the back that causes the fumble. Drew Coleman with the hit, loss of 8 here. Heads up by Scott to get on that ball, where the Jags would have had great field position.
Coleman, another defensive pickup for Jacksonville. He came over from the Jets, now in his 6th year in the NFL.
He had 4 sacks with the Jets last year. Picks up his first now for the Jags.
2nd and 18 now for Tennessee. They are in Jacksonville territory. Hasselbeck over the middle. He finds the open man. It's Jared Cook. He's got a big upside at that tight end position. 8-yard pickup. Big and fast at 6'5", 248 pounds.
Yeah, they think he's got a world of potential in just his 3rd year out of South Carolina, but he's got the big body. You can see he just pivots in the middle. Very short throw by the quarterback, but a safe throw and a first close to a. Going to be 3rd down and 10.
They got back the yardage they lost on the sack. 5 completions for Hasselbeck, 5 different receivers on a 3rd and 10 from the gun. Hasselbeck, plenty of time. Hasselbeck, too high. Kenny Britt dealing with 2 Jacksonville defenders, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, good job by the secondary, knowing that Britt is the main guy in this passing attack for Tennessee. They were not going to single cover him on that 3rd down attempt.
So we'll see Brett Kern once again, former Denver Bronco. Dealt with some nagging injuries in 2010, and Cecil Shorts, first-year pro out of Mount Union, a high school quarterback, won a couple of national titles, Division III national championships at Mount Union as a wide receiver. And that punt sails into the end zone. Jacksonville will have it at the 20-yard line, a 40-yard punt. Jaguars with a 7-0 lead early stages, 2nd quarter. It's hot here in Jacksonville, 90 degrees. Wind has been a bit of an issue. Right now, the Jaguars are going into the wind, but it's picked up since the opening kickoff, up to 10 miles per hour now. Kareem is in for Jacksonville. They take over 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's Kareem. Could not break free. Almost got away from Akeem Ayers, the strong outside linebacker rookie from UCLA. 4-yard gain.
Yeah, it's been a great start on the ground for the Jaguars. Maurice Jones-Drew, 9 carries, 59 yards, and a 21-yard touchdown run. But I do like the switch, putting in Deji Kareem. You could see with that quickness, he almost broke that tackle of Ayers.
Kareem, out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, a high school teammate of Rams quarterback Sam Bradford. There's Kareem, and hit from the side by Ayers, who's flying all over the field now. The 2nd-round pick, number 39 overall. Watch Fantasy Football today for game-time player news, inactive updates to help set your lineup and chat with our experts every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern at cbssports.com/live. So it'll be 3rd and 5 now from the 25-yard line. Down to 11:38 to play in this first half. Jacksonville with a 7-0 lead after the 21-yard touchdown run by Maurice Jones-Drew. Shotgun formation for Luke McCown, thrown into the fire. Starting quarterback for Jacksonville, David Garrard, released earlier this week. Over the middle, it's caught by Lewis. And Mercedes Lewis, the Pro Bowler, to the 45-yard line. A 20-yard pickup and a new set of downs.
That's about time they found a tight end right over the middle. 3 for 4 now, converting on 3rd down. And watch the catch, the move, the strength. 20 yards on the play. The ball all the way almost out to midfield, but that's what Lewis gives you right down the middle. That will open up the passing lanes to the outside to Mike Thomas and Jason Hill.
Big target, soft hands. Mercedes Lewis, one of the captains for this Jaguar team, is voted on by his teammates earlier this week. Take the throw. Maurice Jones-Drew up the middle and running into a pile out near midfield. He'll pick up 4 yards on the acceleration.
Yeah, another UCLA Bruin, another Jacksonville Jaguar captain, Maurice Jones-Drew. Just so tough to stop him for a loss. He can get so low, and he's so strong, always going forward.
Yeah, we talked to Jones-Drew about the UCLA connections here with Akeem Ayers and Alteron Werner. He says, we play Madden against one another, video game Madden, and I'm the commissioner. I'm too good for them. Too skilled. Jason Hill getting in on the act Good, strong throw by McCown. It's 18 yards. The Jaguars all pumped up. Griffin and McCourty there defensively.
And that's what they're talking about. Dirk Cutter and Jack Del Rio saying how quickly he gets the ball out. That back foot hit at 5 yards. He let the ball loose and got Hill down the middle. Hill's first catch of the season. Good for 18.
Do you like what you see so far from McCown?
You know, the fact that they're running the ball has made him very comfortable. He is not pressured in the pocket at all, and he's making good decisions.
4 of 5, 52 yards for McCown. Again, the ground game. And Maurice Jones-Drew tried to keep the legs churning. He'll only pick up 1 yard as Carl Klug, rookie out of Iowa, 5th-round pick, in on that play for Tennessee.
Dirk Cutter calls McCown a football junkie. You know, this is his 8th year in the league. He has played a little bit. This is only his 8th start. He's looking to improve on his 1-6 record as a starter. But he's been ready for this for a long time. He's fully aware of his situation and how important it is for him to play well today.
Last start, December 30th, 2007, as a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2nd and 9, short drop, and his pass is on the money to Lewis. Mercedes Lewis falling forward. Gerald McGrath could not bring him down initially. It's very close to a first down. Coming up, Sprint halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher, the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
This sets up a very interesting 3rd and short situation. Play action is so good in this situation, especially when you've been pounding the ball with Maurice Jones-Drew.
8th play of the drive. 2nd catch of the day for Lewis. It's a pitch. It's Kareem. And Kareem trying to dive for the first down. Barrett Ruud getting down low to bring him down. And it's going to be enough.
The pitch play to the outside, and good job of falling forward. Very good mark for the Jags with another first down.
Jacksonville with 10 first downs in this first half. The Titans have 2. Mixing it up with a run of the pass on this possession. 7-0, Jaguars in front. 1st and 10 from the Tennessee 23. Handoff Kareem. And not a lot of room to work with as Kareem will be held to a 3-yard gain. They'll spot the football just short of the 20-yard line. Once again, Akeem Ayers will get credit for the stop.
Kareem is filling in for Rashad Jennings, who's out for the season with a knee injury. Jennings a lot bigger back, good pass protector, good receiver out of the backfield. A lot of pressure on Deji Kareem.
Well, this is a Jacksonville roster which has been overhauled the last couple of years. They've got a core group of about 9 veterans still on the squad, but they've made sweeping changes to their personnel. Shotgun. McCown. Almost intercepted by McCourty. Golden chance there for Jason McCourty. Mercedes Lewis, the intended target.
That's a bad decision by McCourty, because you see the safety coming over as well as McCourty, but McCourty has got to make that catch. It's one thing the Titans did very well in preseason was get the ball back for their offense. That was a golden opportunity to do just that.
This is the 11th play of the drive. Kareem will now shift to the backfield. Out of the gun, it's McCown. 4 receivers set. Schwartz is in there for Jacksonville. McCown rush coming, and McCown is dumped with the ball loose. Jacksonville able to recover it. And Jason McCourty busting out defensively. And McCown was a sitting duck.
Yeah, it's the safety blitz off the corner. And McCourty with a great job of coming in, not only getting the sack, but forcing the ball out of the quarterback's hands. Heads up right there by one of the big guys up there. Looked like Eugene Monroe with the recovery.
And now Josh Scobie on for a field goal attempt of 48 yards. Should have been a shorter attempt for Scobie. Trying to add to the Jacksonville lead. Kane will snap it. Matt Turk is the holder. From 48 yards away, right down the middle. Jaguars now in front, 10-0. NFL kickoff weekend from Jacksonville. Wednesday, September 21st on CBS. New night, new blood. Ted Danson joins CSI season premiere Wednesday, September 21st, only CBS. 12 plays, 50 yards, 6 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. Scobie converts from 48 yards away, and Jacksonville with a 10-0 advantage on Tennessee. Scobie will now kick it off to Mark Mariani. Titans need a jolt of some sort, and it's not going to come on special teams. Mariani takes a knee. Fourth drive for Tennessee, all of them starting at the 20-yard line. The NFL is holding a special auction to benefit 9/11 charities. Autographed game-worn jerseys from today's games, along with the game ball and other unique NFL items, will be auctioned to raise money for Tuesday's Children and My Good Deed. Visit NFL.com/auction today to bid on items.
And you can bid on these shoes as well. These are worn by Matt Hasselbeck, quarterback for the Titans.
With the words, "Never forget," as all of us remember the victims of 9/11. Hasselbeck and the Titans in a 10-0 hole. 5:55 to play in this first half from Jacksonville. They have not been able to get the running game going. Hasselbeck. Oh, strong throw for Washington, who holds on after he took the shot from Landry. That's a 31-yard hookup.
Yeah, and the reason it looked like he was throwing into double coverage, but watch the defensive back have his back turned to the quarterback. The ball can go right over his head. Good adjustment to the ball, and a huge play for the Tennessee Titans.
Wade Washington, seventh-year pro, a deep threat for this Tennessee squad. Won a couple of Super Bowls with Pittsburgh. Fake the handoff. Hasselbeck set it up for Cook. And Cook, it'll be ruled incomplete. Never had it cleanly as he got wiped out by Drew Coleman. Let's go to New York. NFL Today update and JB.
Ian and Dan, 7 of the last 8 play between these two squads decided by 7 points. Boom.
And after falling down 14-0, there's Ben Roethlisberger doing what Ben Roethlisberger does. He moves out, finds Emmanuel Sanders, 11-yard TD, 14-7 Ravens.
9-11 and counting left in the first half. Ian and Dan.
And that really has emerged as one of the great rivalries in the NFL. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Divisional rivalry here with Jacksonville and Tennessee. Jaguars lead at 10-0. Hasselbeck throwing underneath to Craig Stevens. And this Jacksonville defense has been fully prepared. Courtney Green lost his helmet, but he made the play. Third year out of Rutgers getting the start at safety.
Well, Matt Hasselbeck, 6 of 10 so far in the first half. This was a big play in that first quarter to get a first down conversion to Jamie Harper on the screen. But, you know, the way the Jaguars are playing defense right now, they're doing a good job of stopping Chris Johnson. And aside from this long pass to Nate Washington, the defensive backs have reacted quickly and hit hard.
Jacksonville gave up a franchise record 419 points in 2010 on 3rd and 8. Hasselbeck throwing. Johnson well short of the marker. DeJuan Landry making the play defensively and holding Johnson to a 5-yard gain through the air.
Well, these type of play calls drive me nuts because you're relying on your receiver. In this case, a pretty good runner after the catch in Chris Johnson, but you're asking him an awful lot to catch a ball at basically the line of scrimmage and then pick up all that yardage for the first down. Throw the ball beyond the markers, so when the catch is made, the first down is guaranteed.
New offensive coordinator, it's Chris Palmer, the former head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Brett Kern punting. And it is down right around the 5-yard line. Tommy Campbell down the field to touch it. 37-yard punt, 10-0 Jaguars. 7-yard line for Jacksonville with a 10-0 lead. Maurice Jones-Drew running into a wall. Given a gain of 1 as the Tennessee Titans defensive line holds up. Knee injury at the end of last season for Jones-Drew. He missed the last 2 games. Still got elected to the Pro Bowl. So tough, built low to the ground. And he's like a pinball out there. He's tough to stop. He'll bounce off would-be tacklers, and we saw the burst earlier for the 21-yard touchdown.
Just love talking to him in our production meetings too. He's just so intelligent, so wise for just a young man of 26.
Yeah, he said, when we asked him about the whole Garrard thing, he said, look, Sundays are great. Monday through Saturday, you're just trying to keep your job. It's a daily battle out there. And Akeem Ayers wins that battle defensively. Bruin against Bruin. The rookie out of UCLA making the play. And these two guys have put up huge numbers over the last couple of years. Chris Johnson has been to 3 straight Pro Bowls. Jones-Drew to 2 in a row. And a timeout called. Late stages now, second quarter. 10-0. Jacksonville leads it. Last meeting between these two teams, December of last year. Jacksonville with a 17-6 win. Maurice Jones-Drew had 186 rushing yards in that game, a career high. Jaguars facing a 3rd and 9 deep in their own territory. Moving pocket, McCown throwing, Jason Hill, and Hill short of a first down. So the Tennessee defense does its job, and it's 4th down for Jacksonville.
That's a great defensive possession for the Titans. First time the Jags have gone 3 and out. Of course, the field position had a lot to do with it, but stopping the run on 1st and 2nd down was huge.
2:35 now left, and a timeout taken by Tennessee to stop the clock. So the Titans have 1 remaining.
Yeah, but they should get real good field position after this punt. But I also have a sneaky feeling they may go after Matt Turk and try to block when they've come close twice. They roughed him once.
On 4th down, 43-year-old Matt Turk, 3-time Pro Bowler, all in the late 90s as a member of the Washington Redskins. Punting out of his own end zone. And penalty markers down. Mariani was standing at his own 45-yard line. That was not much of a punt.
Ball start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty, still 4th.
That's the 4th penalty against Tennessee here in the first half. That's actually the first penalty against Jacksonville. Tennessee has 3 penalties.
And that's Kyle Bosworth, another UCLA guy.
Yeah, the nephew of the great, of the linebacker Brian Bosworth.
wait, you're taking that back?
Great college player.
There you go.
Great college player. The Boz.
Kyle Bosworth was on injured reserve last year, now officially in his 2nd year. 4th down. Back it up for Turk. They brought the rush. Turk gets rid of it. Mariani will catch cleanly at the 41. Makes his move upfield. Mariani still on his feet, and he's spun down inside the 30-yard line.
A late flag thrown in at the 35-yard line.
So a 34-yard punt, a 15-yard return. 2:25 left to go in this first half.
Mariani did such a good job of breaking that first tackle and then hanging on to the ball as he was tackled from behind. A lot of times you see the defender able to strip the ball from the returner on a play like that.
Mike Carey.
Illegal block in the back on the receiving team number 51. 10-yard penalty to retain possession, 1st down.
And it's Gerald McRath. And there is the special teams penalty once again on Tennessee. Thursday, September 22nd. CYTV Guide calls Person of Interest a must-see mystery. Emmy winner Michael Emerson and Jim Caviezel star. It premieres Thursday, September 22nd, only CBS. So back it up to the Jacksonville 44-yard line. Still excellent field position for Tennessee. 84 yards of offense so far for the Tennessee Titans in this first half. This is a team that started last season 5-2, lost their next 6 in a row, finished 1-8 to end the year. And obviously big changes, including their head coach Jeff Fisher moving on. Hasselbeck. A little high. Damian Williams could not bring it in cleanly. It's incomplete.
Damian Williams had trouble with drop passes in the preseason. That one he should have caught. A little bit high, but he didn't have to leave his feet. It just appeared that he took his eyes off the ball on the slant route. That's a very catchable ball, and one that you have to catch in this situation. This team needs a spark. They need consistent play out of somebody.
And when Hasselbeck was taking a look at the options, when free agency began. He admitted that he didn't think Tennessee was going to be the team. Him and Jake Locker have the same agent, had a long conversation with Munchak, and he ended up signing a deal. Hasselbeck on a line to Jared Cook. It'll be short of a first down, but it covers 9 yards and a penalty marker down. Flag thrown at the 48-yard line of Jacksonville. And the Titans are backpedaling here.
Holding offense number 64. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
And that's Leroy Harris now in his second year as a starter at left guard.
The ineptitude of this offensive line has got to be driving Mike Munchak crazy, and his offensive line coach, the great Bruce Matthews, absolutely out of his mind.
That was the first hire that Munchak made. His very close friend, Matthews, who had been working with the Houston Texans. And Matthews, of course, a legend with this organization, a Hall of Famer. Hasselbeck pumps and throws. Johnson now will come back the other way. Nothing there. The magic is not working for Chris Johnson. We hit the 2-minute warning. It's a loss of 7 on the play. Jacksonville with a 10-0 lead. And Tennessee just having a tough time doing anything on a positive note. For Tennessee, 14 Pro Bowls in his career. Number 74 retired by the organization. It has been a frustrating half for both him, for the head coach Mike Munchak, for this entire Tennessee Titans squad. They trail 10-0. Now a 3rd and 26. Pump, Hasselbeck, deep ball, intercepted. The question, was he inbounds?
Nope.
So it's incomplete. Derek Cox matched up with Kenny Britt. And it's 4th down.
They're just trying to get your playmaker a chance to make a play at 6'3". Pretty good odds that Britt's going to go up and get this one. Underthrown just a little bit. You can see clearly out of bounds with the catch and the interception. So no interception, just an incomplete pass. Derek Cox with great effort there. But the Titans have just squandered a marvelous opportunity after the 15-yard punt return by Mariani. They've gone backwards. Illegal block on the punt return, a holding penalty, and then a screen pass that went for a -6. So not exactly the way you want to run your hurry-up offense.
Cox needed some help getting back to the Jacksonville sideline. 5 possessions for Tennessee in the first half, 5 punts for the Titans. So Jacksonville will be charged a timeout as they were trying to get Derek Cox off the field. Cecil Shorts, the return man, waiting for it at his own 15-yard line. And Brett Kern has been a busy man in this first half.
It's always nervous when you've got a rookie as your punt returner. In this situation, I think I might put Mike Thomas back there. Just because anything can happen, especially if it's going to happen, it's going to happen to a rookie.
Cecil Shorts making his NFL debut here today. Cleveland, Ohio native. Shorts brings it in cleanly, and he is dumped out across the 15-yard line by Colin McCarthy. 48-yard punt, a 4-yard return. Toughest strength of schedule based on the 2010 records. And, you know, we look at these numbers, but we've learned in the NFL from year to year, so much changes. You see teams go from worst to first in the NFL more than any other league.
Yeah, who would suspect that Kansas City would have the year they had last year, but they got off to a good start, and that obviously is very important for any team. Speaking of getting off to a good start, how about Luke McCown in this first half? 6 of 8 for 64 yards, no picks, no touchdowns, but handling himself with a lot of poise.
Yeah, no big mistakes for McCown, managing the offense. I know that's sometimes thought of as a negative connotation, but in this case, the running game has been there. The defense has done its job. And McCown blending in right now for Jacksonville. A minute 35 to play. First half, Greg Jones. An opportunity for the fullback, one of the better blocking backs in the NFL. He picks up 5.5 yards.
Yeah, to give him the ball more often. 5.5 is good. He only had 2 carries all last year for 4 yards.
He can play tailback in a pinch. He's had to do it in past years when Fred Taylor was banged up. call it 2nd and 4. McCown fake the handoff. And underneath, Mike Thomas, who's so dangerous after the catch, but he did not have any space to work with as he got smashed by Will Witherspoon.
Yeah, throwing that bubble screen into the short side of the field, not the best idea, because that's exactly what your receiver needs is space. He was in the slot position there, so even that contributed even more to the unsuccessful second down play.
But Jacksonville going conservative here with the lead and only 38 seconds to play. Tennessee only has 1 timeout remaining. And this is now a 3rd and 3. Deji Kareem is in there. He'll set up next to McCown. Inside handoff. And Kareem is chopped down before he could get to the first down line. And fans reacting here. Dave Ball making the play. And a timeout called with 22 seconds left. And as Tennessee has used its final timeout of this first half, Jacksonville with a 10-0 lead on the Titans. 139 yards of offense for Jacksonville, only 78 for Tennessee, and only 3 first downs. Turk the punt. Mariani moves forward. It's going to bounce and takes a Jacksonville roll. Heads towards the sideline, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 14 seconds to play now, 37-yard punt. So let's flip it now. The easiest strength of schedule based on the 2010 finish. And the Tennessee Titans check in at 8th easiest schedule in the league.
Is there really an easy game anymore in this league?
No. Now maybe. A couple teams that would be considered easy opponents in the NFL.
Go ahead, name them.
I'm not going there. You want to go there? You want to go on the record?
No, I asked the question. It was rhetorical. Didn't need an answer.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why I answered you. That's a great point. I'm just going to shut off my mic from here on out. You ask rhetorical questions. 14 seconds left. Hasselbeck. Throw it out to the flat, and Chris Johnson ducks out of bounds with 9 seconds left.
Hasselbeck's pass complete to number 28.
It's a 6-yard gain. You know, Matt Hasselbeck said, look, everything was stacked against the new guys going to new teams because of the fact that there were no OTAs, there was no real offseason because of the lockout, and then the new players had to sit and watch practice for the first 7 or 8 days until all the legalities were worked out in the new collective bargaining agreement. Hasselbeck throwing again, same play, and it's Johnson again out of bounds. So they can pad the stats a bit, but that's it.
Well, and that's why it's important that Tennessee went out and got a veteran quarterback like Hasselbeck. He's been around. He knows the game, obviously. He's had great success. Learned a lot from Brett Favre. He hopes to be that type of mentor to Jake Locker. Kind of excited about those prospects. How about this long field goal try?
Rob Baronis. He's been a clutch kicker for the Tennessee Titans through the years. Went to the Pro Bowl in 2007. He's got major range. They are looking at a 67-yard field goal. His career long is 60. Kern will hold it. Now officially a 66-yard attempt for Baronis. And it's caught on the back of the end zone. Rashean Mathis thrown down, and a flag thrown.
But since it's the last play of the first half, this penalty will be assessed at the start of the second half. Obviously a face mask penalty here.
Wacky things happen on those long field goal attempts which become returnable.
Well, it's important to return them because you've got usually big offensive linemen out on in the game protecting for the field goal attempt. But 66 yards, are you kidding me? They had a chance earlier in the first quarter. The Jags did at the same direction to try a 56-yarder.
There is no foul for a horse collar. The runner was grabbed by the hair, which is illegal.
Wow.
Half is over.
Well, he's got the long hair, and that's what Jared Cook grabbed. So that's how this first half will end. Jack Del Rio and the Jaguars with a 10-0 lead on Tennessee. Sprint halftime report is coming up. This is the NFL on CBS.
Totally in the favor of the Jaguars. 10-0's our score, but it really should be a whole lot more. Jags have not capitalized on all their opportunities, but you got to like the play if you're a Jaguar fan of their new quarterback, Luke McCown. Been very solid. McCown completing 7 of 9 for 65 yards.
Jacksonville has really controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides so far. And you're right, Tennessee fortunate that it's only 10-0. Jacksonville will get the football first to start this second half. Rob Barona's kicking it off. Deji Kareem is deep, and he'll take a knee. No return here for the Jaguars. They'll have it at the 20-yard line.
Maurice Jones-Drew with a good first quarter. You wonder how about the heat and the fact that he did not get a whole lot of playing time in the preseason. How it's going to affect him here in the second half, because his production fell off there in the second quarter. Has 12 carries for 65 yards, and remember that 21-yard touchdown run he had in the first quarter was a beauty.
Only touchdown that we've seen so far this afternoon. First play from scrimmage in this third quarter. Jacksonville with a 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line. Brock Bolin in the game. Second-year fullback from Louisville was on the practice squad. Play fake, McCown over the middle, and a strike to Jason Hill. First down, Jacksonville across the 35.
McCown shows me a lot on this play because he had to double clutch on the release. Didn't have his man right away. There's a little double clutch, and then he fires a strike in traffic for 16 yards. This is a big-time throw by Luke McCown. Great way to start the second half.
What an opportunity this is for McCown. He was 3rd on the depth chart on Tuesday morning. Hand off to Maurice Jones-Drew and Jarrell Casey, rookie out of USC, combining with Barrett Ruud to bring him down. The first half possessions, Jacksonville got off to a quick start.
Well, they got good field position to start with in that first quarter, but you can see in the second quarter here, the field position backed up. That's where they had problems.
Jacksonville last year, one of 2 teams in the NFL with more rushing attempts than passing attempts. Kansas City, the only other one. 2nd and 9. Jones-Drew remains in there. Fake the handoff. McCown steps up. McCown out of the pocket. And McCown diving head first to the 45-yard line. Very close to a first down. McCown indicating that he has enough.
Big first down picked up there by McCown on the ground. But in that first half, he found his big tight end, Mercedes Lewis, a couple of times. But, you know, he's a better athlete than people give him credit for. The players on the team marvel at the fact that he can dunk a basketball, do 360s. Showed good speed that time and courage. Came up just short. I think he got a bad mark there, because if you go head first and when you hit the ground, you get all that yardage or inchage. Do you know that's a word, inchage?
I've never heard that term.
Well, I'm coining it. You got footage, you got yardage. Why can't you have inchage?
Was that a rhetorical question too?
That was a bad mark. That's all it was.
3rd and inches now for Jacksonville. An 8-yard run. And McCown this time, it should be enough.
Boy, I don't know.
Now, Tennessee claiming they stopped him. Let's see. Is it back-to-back bad marks?
Nope.
No, they'll get it.
They got just enough inches on this play to pick up the first down. 6'4", 217, and determined.
You asked him some of his goals. He said, one of them, I want to rush for 3 first downs a game. I know that that's not always realistic, but that is a goal that I put in my mind before I go out there.
And I don't know if any quarterback ever
thinks that way
or would admit to thinking that way.
Well, you asked him also for a scouting report on himself, and the first thing he brought up was, you know what? I can run the football a little bit. I can get out of the pocket. So obviously that's in the forefront of his mind. Running play, Jones-Drew, slippery up the middle into Tennessee territory. It's a 7-yard pickup.
Yeah,
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, and I like that play selection, Ian, because they gave the pass look. McCown in the shotgun, Drew next to him, and they go with the draw play. They'd not had a lot of success with conventional runs out of the I formation against this Tennessee defense of late. So they give him the pass look and pick up 7 yards.
Jack Del Rio, now the 3rd longest tenured head coach in the NFL, behind Andy Reid and Bill Belichick in his 9th year running the Jacksonville Jaguars. 26th year in the NFL as a player and coach. 2nd and 3. Quick toss. Thomas. And it will be short of a first down by about a yard. Barrett Rude there to bring him down. Well, how about this? Jack Del Rio, Mike Munchak, the only ever meeting between the two as players. Del Rio, a linebacker. Munchak, one of the great offensive linemen in NFL history. We had to mix it up a little bit. Here's Del Rio making a play.
10 yards down the field. I'm not sure Jack is going to want to see that, those clips there.
You know what? He'll take the win today if it works out that way for his Jacksonville squad.
That was a fumble on the quarterback sneak.
And Luke McCown, is he going to have enough for the first down? That would be his second rushing first down of the day. Tennessee claims they've got the football, and they come out with it.
Well, he dropped the snap, and it is Tennessee ball.
Will Witherspoon recovers the loose ball for Tennessee. The Titans have been looking for a break, and now they create one. So McCown unable to secure it. Tennessee takes over after the turnover. First turnover of the day. Tennessee takes over with a 1st and 10 at its own 44-yard line after the fumble from McCown. Shotgun formation. Hasselbeck. Rush is coming. Hasselbeck gets rid of it. And it's incomplete. Mark Mariani, intended receiver, could not hold on to it. The numbers so far, 94 passing yards for Hasselbeck. On the ground, it's been Maurice Jones-Drew, the standout. Johnson has been held to 3 yards rushing so far. Derek Cox is in there. He was banged up at the end of the second quarter. The cornerback for the Jaguars. 2nd and 10. Hasselbeck, short drop, and the throw offline. It was in the direction of Craig Stevens, the tight end.
See Hasselbeck talking to his tight end about the route he was running there. Still getting adjusted to his receivers. And the timing just not there in the passing game. Even the pass to Mariani. Mariani was well covered on the play. If he caught the ball, would have been stopped for no gain.
Crowd now reacting on a 3rd and 10 for the Titans. 2 of 7 today on 3rd down conversions. Protection holds up. Hasselbeck had his man open. It's incomplete. Nate Washington was the target. And a very quiet 3 and out for the Tennessee Titans.
Quiet 3 and out, but loud in the fact that they did not take advantage of this field position. At their own 44-yard line, now they have to punt it away. 3 incomplete passes in a row, and that's the 4th time the Titans have gone 3 and out.
You know, we've talked about the end of the Jeff Fisher era in Tennessee. Also, Vince Young's tenure with the Titans ends after 5 years. The number 3 pick in 2006 went 30 and 17 as a starter at quarterback for Tennessee. Turn the punt. Cecil Shorts. Sideline. He got stamped. Amato, the snapper, with the stick.
Good return for Cecil Shorts down the sidelines, but it does not end very well.
47-yard punt, a 27-yard return. It's 10-0 Jacksonville. Tomorrow, it's the U.S. Open men's final. Novak Djokovic takes on Rafael Nadal. And coming up after football today, the women's final, Serena Williams faces the Aussie Samantha Stosur right here on CBS.
Who do you like?
I think that's a pretty obvious choice.
Okay.
It's all Serena.
And Djokovic?
I think Djokovic is going to win it, yep. What a brilliant year it's been.
A brilliant match yesterday with Federer.
And our friend Dick Enberg. What a career he's put together calling tennis, the voice of tennis for so long, and his final U.S. Open on CBS. Our best to him. Flag thrown down. Deji Kareem getting the carry for a 3-yard pickup. Penalty marker on the play. 5 penalties against Tennessee, just 2 against Jacksonville.
Holding. Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty is still first.
And that's number 3, and that's Will Rackley, the rookie at left guard.
Yeah, one thing we haven't talked about is, again, the position of the umpire now. Chad Brown is our umpire today, and we moved him back to the backfield, offensive backfield, and he saw Rackley reach out and grab somebody, but he's had a good game there calling from where he's a lot safer.
Will Rackley from Lehigh, the Mountain Hawks, a 4-year starter. 1st and 20. Low throw. Thomas handles it, but again unable to get him out in space. The Titans swarm. Michael Griffin, 2-time Pro Bowler, helping to bring him down, a gain of 1.5 yards. How about Maurice Jones-Drew today, Dan?
Mojo had a great first quarter, 9 carries for 59 yards, but since then the Titans have tightened up their defense. Just 14 yards on 6 carries, but he did have that 21-yard blast play right up the middle when he went in untouched through the entire Titan defense.
73 yards rushing today, averaged just under 95 yards per game on the ground last year. 2nd and 19 now. McCown under some heat. Dump off. Kareem getting to the outside, and Kareem picks up the yards they lost on the penalty. And it'll set up 3rd and long, but that's a good individual effort by Deji Kareem, who has looked sharp, the 2nd-year running back out of Southern Illinois. And
the quickness to get rid of that ball under pressure by McCown led to that good play, good effort by Kareem.
So Luke McCown, the 30-year-old, originally from Jacksonville, Texas, out of Louisiana Tech, navigating this offense here today, named the starter on Tuesday of this week when David Garrard was released. 3rd and 10. McCown underneath. Can Kareem get it? Oh, what an effort! Deji Kareem moves the chains. He made 2 men miss. McGrath and Werner could not bring him down.
They say he's got breakaway speed. He's a threat at any time, but how about the quickness to get away? He's hemmed in by 2 guys, 3 guys now, and now we'll find where that marker is and dive and pick up the first down. This is as good a 12-yard gain as you'll ever see. Breaks 1 tackle and then stays low and picks up the first down.
And Tennessee uses a timeout. 8:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Jacksonville is on the move with a 10-0 lead on the. Just moments ago, Mercedes Lewis hopping towards the tunnel, and Lewis is out right now. Zach Potter is the tight end. Flag down. Montel Owens getting an opportunity. A Pro Bowler on special teams last year. Jacksonville down a tight end. Zach Miller sitting this one out with a knee injury. So as soon as we get some information on Mercedes Lewis, we'll pass it along. Penalty marker in the defensive backfield, thrown at the 33-yard line. Just over 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 34th all-time meeting between these 2 squads.
There were 2 fouls on the play, both of them on the defense. Offside, number 96 is declined. Personal foul, necessary roughness, number 93 is accepted, tapped on, 15 yards from the dead ball spot. Automatic. First down.
And it's Sean Smith called on the penalty. The Jacksonville Jaguars will get the benefit, and they'll move the football now to the 34-yard line of Tennessee.
And apparently the discipline that Mike Munchak tried to instill on his football team needs some work.
It's not translated, at least to this opening weekend. 10-0 Jacksonville in front. Shotgun formation from McCown. Handoff. Owens stumbled a bit, but able to remain on his feet. And a good block from Brock Boland to help spring him for a 7.5-yard gain.
How valuable is a guy like Montel Owens? We all know what a great special teams player he is. Went to the Pro Bowl last year, but had no carries from the backfield, so he's getting some action from the tailback position. The Maine Black Bear.
And we're told Lewis was cramping up. receiving an IV. So they are down their star tight end right now, Mercedes Lewis. They're getting by on the ground game with Owens and a burst. A first down, 7-yard pickup. Zach Potter, backup tight end, with a key block up front. And a new set of downs for the Jaguars to work with. Under 7 minutes to go in the third.
Well, this game plan of Dirk Cutter's is working perfectly, Ian. Running the ball effectively here, and his quarterback, Luke McCown, with 7 straight completions. He's only missed 2 passes out of 14 attempts all day.
And the rushing numbers lopsided. 123 yards for Jacksonville, 9 for Tennessee. Jones-Drew back in there and taking it to the outside for a 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, you got a fresh Maurice Jones-Drew in here now because of the play of Kareem and Montel Owens. And you know, getting closer to the goal line, that's where Mojo wants to be. He ran with determination on that 6-yard run.
What a recipe this is turning out to be for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Time of possession, dominant. 2nd and 4. Handoff, Jones-Drew. They keep pushing around the Titans. Right in the trenches. And Jones-Drew will pick up 3. Sets up 3rd and short.
And this is really where the Jaguars could use Mercedes Lewis. Down here in the red zone, a 3rd and 1, a perfect time for a play action pass, a rollout by McCown. But without Lewis in the game, they'll probably just hand it to Maurice Jones-Drew, which is a pretty good option in itself.
9th play of the drive. 3rd and 1 for Jacksonville. Potter in motion on a pitch. Jones-Drew. He picks the right opening and a first down. Darting his way for 6. And the fans react. Maurice Jones-Drew now inching closer to the 100-yard mark.
Very subtle on this move right there to pick up the first down and then punishing the tackler. Watch him lower his shoulder here and just drop the defender backwards as he picks up another first down.
How many running backs in the NFL actually deliver the blows when they get the football?
Nobody does it like Maurice Jones-Drew because the height at which he delivers that blow is always perfect.
1st and goal from the 5. Handoff, Jones-Drew sliding underneath. Jacksonville believes he's in. He's not. It'll be short. 2nd and goal for the Jaguars.
Now let's see if he doesn't bounce all the way to the goal line here. He's contacted there. No, that's a good call. He was down about 6 inches, maybe a 7 or 8, 9, 10, I don't know. Way short.
They bring in Cameron Bradfield as an extra offensive lineman. Jacksonville looking to pad the lead. 2nd and goal from the 1. Handoff. Jones-Drew battling and thrown backwards. The Titans coming hard defensively to stop Maurice Jones-Drew. Ayers and Rude combining.
Yeah, great job on this right side of the Jaguar offense, left side of the defense for the Titans, but Ayers with a big hit there, 56, Rude as well. They kind of knew that play was coming, didn't they? They just flew to that off-tackle spot.
Clock is moving. 12th play of the drive. 3rd and goal for Jacksonville. Handoff. Jones-Drew bouncing, 2nd effort, and he is buried. So the Jaguars had opportunities from the 1. They cannot cash in. Will Witherspoon, first man there for Tennessee.
That's really curious that they would run off their right tackle. Evan Britton is out with a back injury. And twice in a row now with from less than a yard out. They try to run right side behind Guy Wimper. And they don't get anywhere close to the end zone with Maurice Jones-Drew.
Chip shot here for Josh Scobie. 21-yard attempt. And Scobie knocks it through to give Jacksonville a 13-0 lead. 2:33 remaining. We're in the 3rd quarter. Temperatures topping off at about 90 degrees here in Jacksonville today. And it's a great time to wear a jumpsuit. The Elvis look.
That will never die.
13-0 Jaguars in front. Kickoff, Scobie. We have seen 0 kick return so far. 0. More third quarter action as we continue the NFL on CBS. The Tennessee Titans, 7 possessions today, 6 punts, and a 66-yard field goal attempt, which was missed by Baronis. On first down, Hasselbeck trying to get out of trouble. Oh, able to complete it. Kenny Britt down the sideline. Kenny Britt is gone. Touchdown, 80 yards, and not the way Tennessee drew it up. How did that happen?
Great desire by Hasselbeck, knowledge, and a whole lot of luck. As he steps up in the pocket, he's grabbed there. He gets close to the line of scrimmage. He throws it from behind the line of scrimmage. Legal play, and now here comes the luck. Hit as he throws, just a little pitch shot. And down the sidelines, Britt is going untouched for 80 big ones.
They had 89 total yards of offense before that play. Kenny Britt.
How big is that goal line stand now that forced the field goal from half a yard out?
Changes everything. Rob Baronis on for the extra point. Tennessee has been searching for a spark, and it happens on a play that Matt Hasselbeck was able to improvise. 80 yards, Kenny Britt for the touchdown. The big playability of Kenny Britt on display. So dangerous after the catch. Matt Hasselbeck has thrown a lot of touchdowns in his career. I'm not sure any of them have been quite like that one for 80 yards.
No, but it just shows you the type of competitor he is. He wasn't going to give up on the play. He almost got sacked. Got away from the defensive lineman in the backfield and then just kept his wits about himself. And as I said, he got real lucky.
Came in with nearly 30,000 passing yards in his NFL career, now 174 on the day. Baronis kicking it off. And Deji Kareem is going to take it out of the end zone. Kareem hit before he got to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, let's take a look at it from the all-22 camera. As Hasselbeck gets the snap, watch as he steps up into the pocket to avoid the pass rush. And Britt is just working right here all the way across the field. Hasselbeck eyes him there. Britt does a nice job of finding a dead spot in the zone. And then just a terrible play by the Jaguars secondary, not locating Britt, not locating that ball that was up there for an eternity.
80-yard touchdown reception for Kenny Britt. We have an injured Tennessee Titan on the field.
Which is interesting, Ian, because that ball was kicked deep into the end zone. That's the first one we've had returned. It was a safety measure brought in by the league to have the kickoff moved up to the 35 so there would be less returns, so there would be less collisions, so there would be less injuries. And the reason that Kareem took that ball out of the end zone is because it was a low-line drive by Scobie. And it was returnable.
Appears to be Patrick Bailey.
Bailey, one of the real fine special teams players in the NFL.
Won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers as a special teams standout. And Bailey up on his feet.
He and Tim Shaw are quite a pair. Bailey had 19 special teams tackles last year. Shaw, the special teams captain, had 20. Good to see him walking off, but that appears to be a foggy head right now for Patrick Bailey.
19-yard line. That's where Jacksonville will open up. 1st and 10, Kareem in the backfield. And Kareem gets the call. Offense has been conservative here for Jacksonville. We saw it down at the 1-yard line. Well, they tried to punch it in with Maurice Jones-Drew, came up empty on a couple of attempts. And now the whole complexion of the game has changed with Tennessee within 6, 13-7, Jacksonville in front. Final stages of this third quarter.
And Mercedes Lewis is not in the huddle. Zach Potter, the second-year tight end from Nebraska, has taken his place. Lewis has cramps and still in the locker room.
Potter, who played defensive tackle in college, part of the practice squad, developing as a tight end. With Zach Miller, third-year tight end from Nebraska, Omaha, injured today. Mike Thomas with the catch, and Chris Hope, the safety, ranging over. That's a 13-yard pass play and a first down.
Great penetration and reads by the Tennessee defense after Maurice Jones-Drew gets down to the 1-yard line. 2 straight off-tackle plays go backwards thanks to that determination by that front 7 of the Titans.
McCown is 13 of 15, 117 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. 6 catches for Thomas. It's Kareem, nothing there. Malcolm Shepard, the former Houston Texan, making that play. It's a gain of 1. Tuesdays this fall on CBS. There's only one new drama to remember. Unforgettable. It premieres Tuesday, September 20th, only CBS. Jacksonville Jaguars lost to Tennessee 30-3 at home last season. That was the most lopsided home loss in franchise history. They've got a 13-7 lead here. McCown, incomplete. Jason Hill had it on his fingertips. McCown had completed 8 straight prior to the drop.
Now this is a slant route, and the slant routes can be a little bit iffy for receivers if it's not thrown perfectly. That ball just a touch high. But again, Jason Hill will be the first to tell you he should have caught that ball. It would have been close to a first down if he had.
Jordan Babineau is limping off right now for Tennessee defensively. It's a 3rd and 9 with 8 seconds to play in the third quarter. Anthony Smith has come on for the Titans. Shotgun. Rush is coming. McCown throwing on the move. And he's got his man out near midfield. It's complete to Hill. So he goes right back to him for the first down.
And again, he shows his athletic ability, avoiding the rush, stepping up into the pocket and then stepping out to the right side, keeping his eyes down the field. There's the hole in the pocket. And there, the good throw on the run for 15 and a first down.
End of the third quarter, Jacksonville with a 13-7 lead, the NFL on CBS. Start of the fourth quarter here in Jacksonville and what has now become a competitive second half. The Jaguars 13, the Titans 7. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, and the rest of our CBS crew. Football is back. NFL kickoff weekend. And the Jaguars with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line to open up this fourth quarter. We've seen a lot of backup running back Deji Kareem as Jones-Drew has gotten a rest. McCown steps, throws, and a drop ball. The fullback Greg Jones took his eye off it.
Up to that point, McCown had been 14 of 17 for 132 yards, and Greg Jones saw the defense, felt the defense closing in, took his eye off that one.
Even in the limited action last year, Luke McCown got a lot of positive feedback from the offensive linemen. They liked the tempo that he brought to the team. And a timeout called with only 8 seconds elapsed in this fourth quarter.
McCown telling Mike Carey that he should reset the play clock. And I think he's going to get exactly that.
There's no charge timeout. We had a malfunction with the play clock. Please reset the play clock to 25. Thank you.
That's heads up by Luke McCown. Seeing the first thing the quarterback does is he looks for that play clock as he breaks the huddle. And he saw that the play clock was not functioning properly. That's why he called timeout originally.
Getting instructions from offensive coordinator Dirk Cutter, now in his 5th year with the Jacksonville Jaguars, former head coach at Arizona State. 2nd and 10 after the drop ball by Jones. Just underway, fourth quarter. McCown underneath. Kareem. Oh, look at the wheels. Deji Kareem. 18-yard catch and run for Jacksonville.
Again, it's a screen pass called by Dirk Cutter. A good call for McCown. Blockers out in front. 63 is Meester. And there's that burst. 18 yards that time.
So another first down for Jacksonville. That's 19 of them here today, only 5 for Tennessee. Handoff. Kareem, he's got a running lane. And Kareem finally brought down to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 9. Good block from Guy Wimper that time on the right side.
The Jaguars doing a good job of keeping fresh backs in the game. Montel Owens is coming in now to spell Kareem. I think they're just waiting for the ball to move inside the red zone to put Maurice Jones-Drew back in.
William Hayes shaken up on the play. Will step aside early in the fourth. Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. The Titans and the Jaguars. Jacksonville with a 13-7 lead, facing a 2nd and 1. Early stages of the fourth quarter. Handoff. It's Kareem and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Little extracurricular after the play. Chris Hope came in initially. Derek Marks tried to make sure that he was down. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, the Titans have got to make something happen here. So they bring the blitz from Chris Hope, and Hope makes the tackle there. That's a play by Derek Marks that I don't think is all that bad. He felt that Kareem was still trying to get away. He just made sure he didn't.
10th play of the drive. They crowd the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2 now for the Jaguars. McCown to throw for it. And Thomas is buried. Nothing there. Michael Griffin read it perfectly, and the Titans defense is able to hold up on 3rd and short.
Yeah, they may have tried that play one too many times for an experienced player like Michael Griffin not to recognize it. They've tried that bubble screen on both sides of the field, and Griffin there with a big play.
And now a big attempt here for Josh Scobie. He has made field goals from 48 yards and 21 yards. This is a 45-yard attempt. Turk will hold it. Scobie on the approach. And Scobie knocks it through. Jacksonville with a 16-7 lead. More fourth quarter when we return on CBS. He gives the Jaguars a 16-7 lead. 12:22 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Scobie will now kick it off to Mark Mariani. And this one will be out of the end zone. Titans will have it at the 20, his 5th touchback of the day. Well, we know the future for these two organizations. They've got young quarterbacks that they drafted this year. Jake Locker for Tennessee, number 8 overall pick out of Washington, and Blaine Gabbert, number 10 overall pick. Really, the only question is going to be when they get their chance.
Well, the performance by Hasselbeck and by McCown has bought time for both of them. You know, Hasselbeck's been the only thing that the Titans have been able to get going today, and McCown has been very solid.
Running game has been non-existent. 4 carries, 3 yards for Chris Johnson. After that 35-day holdout, Johnson is looking to break his first big one of the afternoon.
And that's the thing that Michael Roos talked to us about yesterday is that, you know, we know that he's going to get stopped here and there, but we're not going to get frustrated because we know at any time he can go 60, 70, 80 yards, as he's done many times.
And we talked to Johnson as well. He said there were moments during the whole ordeal when he thought it wasn't going to work out. It was a roller coaster ride for him, and they finally consummated the deal in early September. Hasselbeck slings a low throw, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Johnson. Posluszny had the assignment for Jacksonville. Hey, it's not too late to play NFL.com fantasy football, the first and only one with in-game video. It's free and easy. Sign up today, NFL.com/fantasy. 3rd and short. This defense has been outstanding today. A defense that was ranked 28th in the league last year. Wholesale changes via free agency. And Johnson, little stutter step. He didn't get it. Roth and Session combined to bring him down.
What they've been able to do is get him before he gets started. Penetration's been the key, especially by the defensive ends that get up the field and just give him no chance to get to the outside. And then when he does cut back to the inside, there are the linebackers, Posluszny, Smith, and Session.
And on fourth down, the Titans will punt it with 11:15 and counting left in this fourth quarter. Brett Kern. Angles one, and it rolls out of bounds as it crossed the 35-yard line. And they're going to mark it down right around the 33 of Jacksonville. That's only a 38-yard punt. Jaguars with the lead and the football when we come back.
In his first start as the Jaguar quarterback, Luke McCown has got it done, especially on third down. Picks up this one on a quarterback sneak. Jaguars have been excellent today because of the leadership of McCown, 8 of 15 on third downs. And now he'll look to just work on the clock with the running game.
First down for Jacksonville on a pitch for Kareem. And able to burst through that hole out across the 40-yard line, give him a gain of 7 on the play. We talked to Jack Del Rio about the quarterback situation with David Garrard and Luke McCown, and Del Rio said flat out, look, my thought has always been you keep the best players, you play the best players. That's what we did in this situation. The guys in this locker room know that. Jack told us, quote, we were trying to keep Garrard and let Gabbert learn from him, but Luke was outperforming David. And that's why the move was made.
And that's a universal thought throughout that locker room, is that McCown was the better quarterback of the two.
Doesn't mean that it didn't come as a surprise, though.
No. Shocking. Because of the timing of the whole thing. 5 days before the start of the season.
And Kareem ridden down there as Colin McCarthy. Well, how about the play of Deji Kareem?
Well, he's done it in the passing game on the screen here, and the desire to pick up that first down. And then getting in behind his blockers, setting him up nicely. He's done a lot of hard work on the ground, not a lot of yardage for him, but a lot of carries. As he has basically split time with Maurice Jones-Drew. 14 carries for just 33 yards on the ground.
6th round draft pick last year, and getting an opportunity with the injury to Rashad Jennings in the preseason. And McCown forced to throw it away on 3rd and short. Dave Ball providing the pressure, and the Jaguars will punt. 9:25 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that time the Titans came after McCown, and McCown smartly threw that ball away. He had nothing on the outside here, and Jordan Babineau was coming on the safety blitz, providing the heat.
Matt Turk, who replaced Adam Podlesh, who signed with the Chicago Bears, will punt it, and Mark Mariani is waiting at the 15-yard line. Turk, the only active NFL player that was born in the 60s. And a whistle.
Delay a game.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That's kind of inexcusable. The personal protector calls for the snap. He can see the play clock running down. The Titans were moving around a bit, but every yard in the fourth quarter are just a little bit larger. Giving up a free 5 there.
Not a lot of mistakes from this Jacksonville team. They did turn the ball over as McCown was trying to quarterback sneak it for a first down. He coughed it up. Not a lot of huge penalties, though. It's been fairly clean for Jacksonville. Turk the punt. Big punt. Mariani will let it bounce. It will roll into the end zone. It dropped inside the 5. And Turk still going strong after 16 years in the NFL. A 65-yard punt for the 43-year-old. Jacksonville Jaguars will hit the road next week, play at the Jets. the Titans will have their home opener against the Baltimore Ravens. Tennessee, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, trailing 16-7. Handoff to Johnson. Able to turn the corner, but not a lot there. Just a 2-yard gain as he's angled out of bounds by William Middleton defensively.
Well, if there was ever a do or die time for the Titans, this is it. Down by 9 with 9 minutes to go, and an offense that has just looked inept today.
They have 180 yards of offense, but 80 came on one play.
One fluke play.
2nd and 8. Hasselbeck, they protect him. Throws, and Johnson is thrown down by Rashean Mathis. The former Pro Bowler all over the running back Chris Johnson. It's a gain of 3. We asked Mathis about this defense. He said, look, I've played on some really good ones. I believe this group has a chance to be really strong with the pickups of Landry, Posluszny, Session, Roth, Coleman, Lowry. It's a 3rd and 5. From the gun, Hasselbeck. Good throw for a 1st down. Nate Washington. It covers 7 yards, and they'll move the chains. Drew Coleman in coverage.
And really, that's what the Titans have to do, is they've got to give Hasselbeck time to throw. Maybe mix in a draw play to Chris Johnson, maybe a screen pass. But primarily, it's going to be Hasselbeck throwing the ball if the Titans are going to get back into this one.
No real sense of urgency, though. 7.5 to go now. And the Titans finally get to the line. A 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Shotgun. Hasselbeck. And loops one for Kenny Britt. Downfield into Jacksonville territory. Matched up with Courtney Green, the safety.
Yeah, dropping it in the dead zone there, behind the corner in front of the safety. This is a classic corner route. And watch as Hasselbeck will fit it perfectly in before the safety can get over or the corner can get back. Here's the move to the post, back to the corner, ball on target, 1st down, Tennessee.
Kenny Britt, 6'3", 215 pounds, a prototype. Great size and can be unstoppable at times. Hasselbeck gets rid of it at the last moment to Johnson, who makes a move upfield and ducks out of bounds. A 1st down out near the 30-yard line. Matt Roth with the hit on Hasselbeck.
Yeah, and Hasselbeck, the veteran that he is, felt Roth coming. Luckily, he had an outlet receiver that he could dump that ball off to, and luckily it was Chris Johnson for another 1st down.
And the numbers starting to look pretty good for Matt Hasselbeck. 16 of 26, 220 yards and a touchdown. No picks. Jamie Harper in the game. Straight back. Hasselbeck throwing. Oh, diving attempt. Jared Cook could not bring it in cleanly.
Well, you talk about a game of inches here. That's exactly what that was. We've got a flag down in the backfield. We're probably going to be holding against Tennessee.
Holding, offense number 76. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
And that's David Stewart, the 7th-year tackle, called for the hold on the right side.
I just wonder how much this heat, with the heat index at about 95, is affecting the Titans. Cooler weather than normal in Nashville leading up to this ball game. And you can see Stewart with the holding there on the outside.
They'll back it up. A 1st and 20 now from the 42-yard line. Down to 6:13 remaining in the 4th quarter. Jacksonville with a 16-7 lead on Tennessee. Harper remains in the game. Hasselbeck on a quick toss. Washington. Pretty juke move by Washington as he brings it to the 35 and a gain of 7.
Yeah, it looked like a slalom skier there as he went through the gates. Good quickness by Washington and a good block on the outside by Kenny Britt as well.
So a 2nd and 13 now for Tennessee under 6 minutes to play. Hasselbeck. And the play whistle dead.
Timeout, Jacksonville, just before the snap.
Timeout. Jacksonville, their first. A 30-second timeout.
So Jaguars still have 2 remaining. Clock is stopped with 5:42 left in the 4th quarter. And premiering this Wednesday on CBS, 2 all-time favorite castaways return for a brand new season of the wildest Survivor ever. It's Wednesday only, CBS.
When are you going to get on that show?
I put my application in now, 5 straight years, nothing.
Nothing.
Not a callback, nothing.
Hang in there.
I'm trying.
But you are a survivor.
That is true. Matt Hasselbeck's a survivor.
5 of 5 on this drive, 53 yards.
Hasselbeck will make $9 million this season. Obviously,
Really?
yeah, the Titans go out and use the number 8 pick on Jake Locker for a guy that they believe will be their quarterback of the future, but felt strongly that they had to have an experienced, savvy veteran in that mix. And Locker and Hasselbeck knew one another from the state of Washington. Hasselbeck, longtime member of the Seahawks. Locker, of course, a native and a star at the University of Washington. And a flag down coming out of a timeout.
Encroachment. Defense number 7, 27. Jumped in the neutral zone and contact with the wide receiver. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And Rashean Mathis called on the penalty following the timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to get a jam a little bit too early on Kenny Britt there. That's a costly mistake.
So they get back more yardage after the holding penalty. Now it's 2nd and manageable. 2nd and 8 for Tennessee. Hasselbeck in the pocket and knocked down. Lige Douzable, 3rd-year pro out of Central Florida.
Douzable at 6'4". He's numbered 69. Watch him get up in the air here with, looks like it's going to be his left arm. Yeah, he just barely gets up there and knocks this one away. This frustrates the quarterback no end. Has his receiver down the field, thinks he's got a completion, and it doesn't go but 5 yards.
Yeah, Tennessee down by 2 scores, so they have to be smart and efficient here with 5:37 to go. Shotgun rush is coming. Hasselbeck gets rid of it. Flag thrown. 2 flags now. Mariani was the intended receiver, and Rashean Mathis there defensively. There was a penalty marker thrown before the contact.
I think Jags were offsides at first. 3 flags on the play. So they're going to, Mike Carey's going to have to figure this one out. But the Jags appeared to be offsides as they were bringing the blitz.
Each team pointing in the other's direction.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the defense. Offside, number 94 is declined. Pass interference, defense number 27. The acceptance of the spot of the foul, automatic, 1st down.
So it's the ball-hawking veteran Rashean Mathis called on the pass interference. He was turned the wrong way.
Yeah, that's 2 penalties on this drive against Mathis, and both of them very avoidable. It turns out to be a 14-yard penalty, and in the red zone go the Titans.
Just shy of the 16-yard line, 5:32 left. 1st down for Tennessee. They trail by 9. Handoff. Johnson makes a cut. And Johnson bulldozing inside the 10. 7-yard gain for Chris Johnson.
Yeah, the Jaguars are anticipating a pass, get the draw play to Johnson that time. And this is the Chris Johnson we're used to seeing with the quick cuts right up the field right there, the explosion, and now all the way inside the 10.
9th play of the drive. Handoff, it's Johnson through a hole. And Johnson will have enough for the 1st down. Needed 3, he got it. DeJuan Landry with the stop for Jacksonville.
And before that, I think Tyson Alualu made the play. It kept Johnson. It looked like he was about to accelerate. Got his legs cut out.
Good call. Good call on Alu.
Thank you.
First and goal for Tennessee. Jamie Harper getting an opportunity. And he is buried for no gain. Posluszny.
Now, the thing they love about Posluszny is his relentlessness. He's a great leader by example, and he's a guy that can play on every down. Loves playing middle linebacker in a 4-3, especially with Alu and Terrence Knighton in front of him, a.k.a. Pot Roast.
Knighton at 6'3", 336 pounds. Second and goal for Tennessee. It's Harper slowed down as he tried to get a head of steam inside the 5. He picks up 3.
And Hasselbeck will get him right to the line of scrimmage. They're really wasting a lot of time with those last 2 running plays. They don't have time to go back to the huddle. Hasselbeck will have to call the play at the line of scrimmage.
Third and goal. Critical play here for Tennessee. Hasselbeck throws it up in the air. Kenny Britt, he's got it. Touchdown, Titans.
Now, I guarantee you they'll look at this one. Great throw by Hasselbeck. Britt at 6'3" with the ability to catch the ball high with his hands. Hauled this one in. But was he in? Over the top of Mathis. There's the catch. We're going to have to check the feet out now. I think he got them both in. Officials right on the spot. There's the right foot, left foot down, touchdown Titans. What a play by Britt.
So the Titans inch a little bit closer here with 3:34 remaining. Every scoring play, every touchdown is reviewed.
There's his right foot. He's got the ball secured. Now watch the toe tap with the left foot. Way inbounds. Beautiful play by Britt.
Well, Hasselbeck was just raving about Kenny Britt. They haven't had a chance to work together all that much because of the hamstring injury that Britt's been dealing with throughout the preseason.
So now they're going to have Mike Carey go over and look at the replay under the hood. That's this perfect throw. Right over the top of Mathis, where only Britt can go up and get it. Totally stretched out. Right foot, left foot, touchdown.
You know, Hasselbeck said, I wanted to come in with a clean slate. I didn't have any preconceived notions or opinions. There were others telling me things, and I thought to myself, look, let me just go off of what I see. And what I've seen from Kenny Britt is a guy who works very hard in practice, on the football field, and is going to be a major weapon for me in this offense.
And Munchak did his homework. He said, I've studied you. I know that when you have a good left tackle, you're a very good quarterback. When you don't have a good left tackle, you're average to poor quarterback. I have a great left tackle for you here in Tennessee in Michael Roos. You will be a very good quarterback throwing behind Roos in that offensive line.
And Hasselbeck said they had an hour phone conversation, and at the end, Munchak didn't say, so, are you going to do it or not? He said he would have said yes right there. Then they let the agent get involved and worked out a deal.
Got a couple more million.
Yeah, well, that's how it works, negotiating.
I wouldn't know.
Second touchdown of the day for Britt if it stands.
That's the one. This one's a little bit more conventional. And here's Mike Carey to give us a call.
After review, the receiver, after bobbly ball, got the left, then the right foot down with complete control. Score is good. The rule on the field is confirmed.
That's the right call. 16-13 Jacksonville with 3:34 remaining. And an extra point coming up.
Mike Carey, a former running back at Santa Clara University, where his quarterback was none other than Dan Pastorini.
How about that? Good trivia.
Bay Area guy.
12 plays, 80 yards, 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Baronis on for the extra point to cut it to 2. (16-14). Jacksonville now clinging with 3:34 left. Tomorrow it's the U.S. Open men's final. Novak Djokovic, world number 1, taking on defending champion Rafael Nadal. And coming up today after football, the women's final. Serena Williams meets Samantha Stosur. It's all here on CBS. So we'll have Williams Stosur coming up later this afternoon. Still have some football to take care of, though, with 3:34 left in this fourth quarter. Some stretching here for Kenny Britt.
And the Titans can expect a full dose of Maurice Jones-Drew and the Jaguar running game.
4 catches for Britt, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And if you're wondering about timeouts, the Titans used a timeout on defense earlier in this half, so they will have just 2 remaining, as do the Jaguars.
Well, they certainly don't have to onside kick here, although Jacksonville is preparing just in case.
And they have 10 men standing between the 45-yard line and the 50, and just 1 man back, all the way back at the 16 or so.
So they're giving up the touchback.
This is where you don't want a touchback. You want to kick it to an angle away from Deji Kareem if you're Rob Baronis.
Let's see how the Titans handle this. 2-point game, 3:34 left. Jacksonville in front. And he will kick it off. Kareem backpedals and out of the end zone. Here in Jacksonville, where the Jaguars lead the Titans 16-14. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew. This was all Jacksonville early. Tennessee had a tough time getting going in the second half. A goal line stand for the Titans, and then this on a fluke play. Hasselbeck to Britt, 80-yard touchdown to give the Titans life, and then it's that same connection. Hasselbeck to Britt, second touchdown of the day for those two, and this is where we stand. 16-14 Jacksonville. Maurice Jones-Drew, and brought down right away. And the ball was loose.
Ball was ripped out, but I think it may have been after his forward progress was stopped. The Jaguars fell on it.
So Tennessee will use its timeouts here, trying to preserve as much time as possible. Down to 3:25 remaining. Luke McCown getting the start after David Garrard, the veteran, was released earlier this week. And McCown today, 16 of 21, 149 yards, no touchdowns, no picks.
But it's going to be the next pass that's going to be the most important one, obviously, as at some point, the way the Titans are playing defense, the way they're crowding the line of scrimmage looking for Maurice Jones-Drew, Luke McCown is going to have to make a play with his arm or his legs. Don't worry. Don't think he might not fake the ball to Jones-Drew and roll out and have the run-pass option.
Head coaching debut for Mike Munchak. 14 years as the offensive line coach, 3 years as an offensive assistant under Jeff Fisher. And a second and long here for Jacksonville. And McCown flings it after Tennessee did not bite on the fake. Akeem Ayers supplying the pressure.
This is the way it's designed by the defense, knowing that McCown has mobility. And McCown, lucky this ball's not picked off because he just floated the ball out there, throwing the ball away. But how about the play by Ayers? With the pressure on the quarterback, forces this difficult 3rd and long.
And Tennessee didn't have to use a timeout on the incompletion. So it's now 3rd and 8.
They may have to use one here. Some confusion.
Please put 3:08 on the game clock. 3:08 on the game clock, please. Thank you.
So they tack on 6 seconds on the game clock. This is now a 3rd and 8 for Jacksonville.
And remember, Mercedes Lewis has not returned after limping to the locker room with a case of the cramps. He would be a prime target here on this type of situation.
3rd and 8. From the gun, McCown. Huge play here for Jacksonville. McCown steps up. He throws. It's caught. Mike Thomas hauls it in. That was big. 26-yard hookup.
Big play by a little man at 5'8". Watch Mike Thomas make the play of the game for the Jaguars. Over the top, into coverage, and he just goes up with everything he's got to make this catch. Gets behind Rude, the middle linebacker, keeps his eyes on the ball. You won't see a better catch than that. 26 big yards for his quarterback, Luke McCown.
Comparisons to Steve Smith of the Carolina Panthers, and Mike Thomas is starting to make a name for himself. 66 catches, 820 yards last year to the ground game. And Maurice Jones-Drew hit at the 50-yard line. Chris Hope among those there for Tennessee.
We come to the 2-minute warning. The Titans will use their final timeout.
And William Hayes having a tough time getting up. Next Sunday, NFL on CBS. Doubleheader action. First, the Jaguars taking on the Jets, or the Raiders battling the Bills. Then the Chargers meet Tom Brady and the Patriots, or the Texans meet the Dolphins. It all starts with JB, Dan, Coach, Shannon, and Boomer. The NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. And they get William Hayes to his feet. Tennessee has no timeouts remaining. They do have the 2-minute warning, which will stop the clock. And Jacksonville with a 16-14 lead. Well, these are all new experiences for Mike Munchak. Everything is a tight ball game in his first game as a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, we said all the Titans needed was a spark. They got that spark from that Britt touchdown, that 80-yarder. Now defensively, they're going to have to make a play, or this one's over, because with no timeouts and just a 2-minute warning to stop the clock, offensively, if they stop him and force the punt, they won't have much time left.
And if Jacksonville gets a first down, it's over. It's done.
Yep.
2nd and 8. McCown, handoff. And Jones-Drew battling for extra yards on the inside. He'll pick up 3. And now we'll hit the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Jaguars trying to hold on in the season opener. Jacksonville with a 16-14 lead over the Titans. We'll have the finish for you when we come back. The NFL on CBS. Situation here in Jacksonville. Jaguars 16, Titans 14. A first down for the Jaguars and the game is over. If Tennessee gets a stop, they'll get the ball back with just over a minute to play. This is a 3rd and 5 for Jacksonville. McCown out of the gun. McCown throwing, and nobody home. So Tennessee is going to get the football back, throwing to a fullback. Brock Bolin and the Jaguars just cost themselves about 40 seconds on the incomplete pass.
Yeah, not quite sure the play design, the intent there. I know that Brock Bolin has great hands, but that's the first ball that he was going to even have anywhere near him today, and it wasn't anywhere near him anyway.
You run the football, you use more of the clock. Instead, Tennessee is going to get it with more time left than expected. Matt Turk able to get it off. It'll take a bounce. A Jacksonville roll. And down inside the 5. What a break. Montel Owens down the field, and the veteran Turk has done his job.
Big mistake by Mariani not making the fair catch. He signaled for it, but felt he couldn't get up close enough to make the catch. It's a hanging punt, kind of dying before it gets to Mariani, but watch where it hits on the ground. Hits out about the 22-yard line, rolls another 20 yards or so, all the way down to the 2-yard line. Make it the 3-yard line, and that makes for a tall order for anybody at quarterback.
A 44-yard punt. Clutch from Turk. Tennessee just trying to get in position for a field goal attempt, down by 2. A minute 45 left. Matt Hasselbeck, the 13-year veteran, from the gun. They handle the rush. Hasselbeck steps up, he'll run. Out across the 10-yard line. Tennessee has no timeouts here. Clock is moving with 1:35 and ticking. It's an 8-yard run.
Yeah, he faked throwing the ball to Chris Johnson. He might have wanted not to fake and just give him the ball.
Rob Baronis. They still have a lot of real estate here to put him in a position for a field goal attempt. Over the middle, Hasselbeck slings to Nate Washington. It's a first down. 10-yard completion. We are just over a minute remaining.
This is where the lockout will really come into effect and hurt Hasselbeck in this offense. He's not used to running this hurry-up offense with their terminology.
Hasselbeck throws underneath, and a quick wrap-up there as Washington was unable to break free of Drew Coleman. That's good for 6 yards. Baronis
needs to spike the ball, stop the clock here. Wasting too much time. They won't snap this ball until under 40 seconds.
Shotgun formation. Hasselbeck on a slant. Kenny Britt holds on to the football. And Britt finally brought down at the 45. Tennessee has to move quickly here. Down to 28 seconds left.
This is where you spike it.
And he does. With 23 seconds on the clock and Tennessee down by 2. So now Hasselbeck will huddle up. Mike Munchak trying to get his kicker an opportunity here. Rob Baronis. Target line right around the 43.
Yeah, and the wind has died going into this direction, so that's a break for Tennessee as well, as is the strong leg of Rob Baronis. Hit a 55-yarder last year. 23
seconds to play. Jacksonville up by 2. Pump. Hasselbeck. Deep ball. Downfield. It's picked off. It's over. Dwight Lowry with the interception. The Jaguars hold on to beat the Titans. Hasselbeck went for the home run ball. And the Jacksonville defense puts an end to it.
Yeah, Lowry playing just deep center field. See him at the top left-hand side of the picture. He's just going to track this one down. Nowhere near Kenny Britt on the sidelines. Lowry's 8th career interception. It's just his 4th year in the league. Played a backup safety for the Jets. Had a lot of interceptions in his career at San Jose State. That one is huge for the Jaguars.
And the reality for Tennessee, they needed about 20 yards. They didn't need 45.
That's a great point, because Baronis can hit from a long distance. Hasselbeck went for the distance with that throw.
McCown takes a knee. Jacksonville wins it. NFL kickoff weekend. The Jaguars get the W. 16-14. Your final. For Dan Fouts, the rest of our crew, this is Ian Eagle. So long from Jacksonville. NFL Today is coming up after these words on CBS.